What is up, YouTube? Every time I think this is the last video we're going to do, this is the last video we're going to do. The FBI has already released something. I don't know. Let's get with this. FBI has released photos of person of interest. Woo-wee. I don't think this skinny dude can jump off a building like they were saying he was. I'm looking for somebody that's a little thicker and his legs won't break if he jump off a building. But check this out, man. Charlie shooter seen after the FBI disaster. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's get into it, man. Let's check this bad boy out. Here we go.
All right, we have some breaking news. We officially have photos of the man highly suspected of killing Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Over the past 24 hours, a widespread manhunt has turned over a few suspects that FBI Director Kash Patel prematurely posted about, but those suspects were then released into the public. But now they have high confidence that the young white male seen on screen in these blurry images is the person who assassinated Charlie Kirk. Authorities said they have good video of the assailant and have tracked his movements both before and after the killing to help them map it out.
Now, you look at that picture right there and imagine your son or daughter, imagine one of your cousins, that look like Pete. You look at them pictures and you say, I know that guy. That's more than enough right there. This stuff in this social media, man, I know good and well somebody is looking at this video right now or looking at his video, whatever, and they know this person.
Assassinated Charlie Kirk. Authorities said they have good video of the assailant and have tracked his movements both before and after the killing to help them map it out. They claim the shooter arrived at Utah Valley University at 11:52 a.m. local time. He appears to be of college age in this photo right here, so he blended in well on campus. Reporters and authorities then say the gunman went through stairwells and climbed up to a roof to the shooting location, which we will cover in just 1 second. And after the shooting, they were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus into a nearby neighborhood, according to local authorities. The investigators also worked through all of those neighborhoods, contacted people with doorbell cameras, thoroughly worked through the communities to find out who the hell this is and where he is, but they still have no answers. So they subsequently had to post, quote, "We are asking for the public's help identifying this person of interest in connection with the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University." They posted a link for digital media tips. While this investigation was happening, Donald Trump was at a 9/11 commemoration event. I was making a separate video about this because he does not look to be in the best of shape during this event. I want to play this clip for you all.
Leonard E. Taylor. Sandra C. Taylor. Sandra D. Teague.
Donald Trump's face drooping to the side while he's half asleep at this 9/11 commemoration event. I've heard theories that Donald Trump is especially shaken because he saw Charlie Kirk die in the video and realized he was close to that being him when he was shot at a year ago. Right here, we see a photo of what looks to be the shooter laying on the roof in position before the shooting. Somebody took this video right here.
He'd already be in place.
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying.
I wish them guys would have said something to somebody.
Where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying.
Yeah, you think he'd already be in place?
Very insane. And I also want to just point out, it's worth remembering that Kash Patel just fired the highly regarded head of the FBI field office in Salt Lake City a few weeks ago for reasons that are unclear. This is very important to point out because the FBI And multiple other agencies have been defunded. Their resources have been allocated to other areas to focus on immigration. And that has caused a sloppy manhunt where multiple announcements were made and then subsequently retracted. It's also worth pointing out that Utah recently changed their state laws to allow guns on campus. And beyond the politics of this all, we don't know the politics of the shooter whatsoever. Let's just stick to what we do know, and that is that gun violence is increasing rapidly in this era, and it's due to the accessibility in America. The unique amount of accessibility causes the shooting in Colorado yesterday, the shooting in Utah yesterday. I'm sure there were multiple more that didn't make national news. But this reads, high-ranking FBI job losses disproportionately hurt women, people of color. And in this article, they point out how FBI field offices have been shedded around the country. And there was one in Salt Lake City where a highly regarded, highly respected field director was cut for zero reason. Nobody knows why. And it's resulted in a sloppy investigation. This says, in the most recent example, FBI leaders last week forced the resignation of a decorated female Pakistani-American counterterrorism agent who was appointed in February to run the Salt Lake City field office. One current and two former FBI officials tell MSNBC. At least 18 of 53 special agents in charge have been pushed out under the Trump administration, people who are highly qualified and highly trained. Let's get back to the photos of this shooter. We don't know the exact ideology yet. People are frothing at the mouth to jump to conclusions. We will figure that out as the investigation unfolds, but
man, you cannot tell me that is more than enough. If that was one of my loved ones or my family members, I would say, I know that person. Or y'all need to look at this person and see, especially if you start putting, they in college, they supposed to be at Utah University, or they moved to Utah. He not a college student, he just blending in. You know, they would know more information about him.
from the photo, I see a young white male who does look to be in his mid-20s wearing a shirt that may have an American flag on it and an eagle on it. He could have been trying to blend in, or this could have been his actual ideology. We don't know. We don't know whatsoever. We have a second photo of him walking from this angle right here. There are also reports that a screwdriver was recovered near the shooting site on the roof, meaning he assembled and disassembled the gun.
Yeah, what makes it so bad is, I'm gonna back up one little while. I kept trying to I was trying to figure out what that, like a big tube coming down that you can go up in or something, and come find out that's somebody coming down the steps. Somebody walked right past him. Who took this photo? Here we go.
We will figure that out as the investigation unfolds, but from the photo, I see a young white male who does look to be in his mid-20s wearing a shirt that may have an American flag on it and an eagle on it. He could have been trying to blend in, or this could have been his actual ideology. We don't know. We don't know whatsoever. Good. We have a second photo of him walking from this angle right here. There are also reports that a screwdriver was recovered near the shooting site on the roof, meaning he assembled and disassembled the gun when deemed necessary. That means he likely had some sort of experience or training or game plan in mind to escape. It is rare that somebody is able to both successfully make the hits, disassemble the gun calmly, walk away, and then evade police for looking like 24 hours coming up soon. So the manhunt continues, and while this is happening, I'm not very confident in the leaders that we have in our country. FBI Director Kash Patel seems to be indiscriminately cutting other field agents across the country. It seems like police resources being allocated straight up to immigration have hurt this investigation, and there's no reality in which a 25-year-old skinny dude should be able to evade our country's law enforcement. But again, here's Donald Trump at the funeral today. Here's a longer extended version of the clip. Something about this also does not seem good. Low energy, definitely very tired. He could have been up all night thinking about Charlie Kirk mourning. I'm sure he's full of grief. It's hard for people I'm sure it's rough for people that knew Charlie Kirk. But at the end of the day, Democrats have nothing to apologize for. I don't want to see a single Democrat saying sorry for any reason. In fact, Elizabeth Warren may have had the best take on this. When she was asked, she says, why would we say sorry for anything?
Oh, please. Right. Why don't you start with the President of the United States? Right? and every ugly meme he has posted and every ugly word.
Thank you.
Wow.
She said every ugly meme the president has posted, every ugly word that he said. Political division has been coming in a top-down manner. I live and work in the city of Chicago, and just last week, Donald Trump posted an AI image of Chicago under war, saying the Department of War is coming, or you're about to find out why it's called the Department of War, which is a direct threat, saying that the military is going to invade Chicago. I'm not using one instance to undermine the severity of another. I'm just saying when this rhetoric, this top-down rhetoric is coming in such an inflammatory manner, then it only stokes division in the country. What did Donald Trump do last night after Charlie Kirk was pronounced dead? Rather than using this as an opportunity to unify the country and say, listen, we should tone down the rhetoric and lead us somewhere. I can't even say this with a straight face. Of course, Trump would never say tone down the rhetoric, but any normal president would. And instead of doing that, Donald Trump decided to sit there in the Oval Office in dark, eerie, grim lighting and blame this on radical leftists, Democratic organizations, when we don't know who this is. We don't know who the shooter is. And it's not safe for me to speculate, but I'm not going to speculate, but there have been a few theories online that I will run you all through. One theory is that this person is a far-right groyper, Nick Fuentes type, who was wearing America merch that didn't like Charlie Kirk. Some people think that. Some people think it's more likely that it was a far leftist, like an anarchist, somebody who just wants to accelerate the political division and cause anarchy. Some people think it could be a liberal, like a normie liberal dude who just disagrees with Charlie Kirk. And some people think it could be a false flag, or it could be a staged event. Now, we're not going to speculate. Let's let the investigation play out. We know that Kash Patel is not competent enough to do any sort of wide-ranging cover-up. Just remember, Kash Patel was so sloppy that they detained multiple people, made the announcements, then had to retract those announcements. Kash Patel does not have some calculated scheme. He's being a dumbass and basically like stumbling his way through all of this. So I don't buy that Kash Patel is playing 4D chess and he's a few steps ahead of us and he's staging some of it. No, I think he just doesn't know what he's doing. Either way, let's find the shooter. Let's continue to cover things responsibly, and I love you all. Peace out.
Peace out. Let's see, right here. Was it here? I can't never get the stuff I wanted to. Oh, man. What happened to, was it here? Nope. Oh, there it is. 40 minutes. FBI released some footage of the guy. Same situation.
Hi, I'm Diane Macedo. Let's get right to breaking news. The FBI is asking for help identifying this man who they are calling a person of interest in the shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Sources tell ABC News ammunition found with the rifle was engraved with messages about transgender issues and anti-fascist ideology. Meanwhile, President Trump says he plans to speak to Kirk's family this afternoon. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has more on that. Pierre, what's the latest on this photo?
Diane, well, here's what we have and here's what we know. This picture is being put out by the FBI and law enforcement because they believe this is a person that they very much want to talk to. I'm told by sources it's from surveillance footage in and around the area where the shooting took place. And you can see this appears to be a male person wearing sunshades and a baseball cap. The FBI very much wants to talk to that person, and they're asking for the public's help in identifying this person so that they can get access to them and begin to interview them. Again, they want the public's help to identify this person so that they can talk to him. This person is being described to me as a person of interest, someone they very much want to talk to. And Diane, what you see unfolding, what you literally see unfolding is what we were discussing yesterday, is that the surveillance footage was going to be the key to the case. That's what my law enforcement sources were telling me last night. They believed that when they canvassed the campus and the areas around the campus, that they would be getting images of the suspect moving about, or a person of interest moving about, I should say. In this case, this is someone that they think could have information about the attack and they want to talk to this person.
Yeah, we heard authorities saying this morning that they had good video in their words, and now it looks like we're seeing some of those images come out. Aaron, what more are you hearing about this rifle that they say they think is the murder weapon, and then that
That's
ammunition?
a real good image.
It's a bolt-action rifle.
That's a real good image right there, man. So I'm thinking
we're
that
seeing some of those images come out. Aaron, what more are you hearing about?
I'm thinking that somebody can, if that was one of your loved ones, you would know, man, that's Kirk. You know, you would actually know, because I would. I know that I would know who that is. If it was somebody that I work with, man, that person just looked familiar. You need to talk to this person, whatever.
About this rifle that they say they think is the murder weapon, and then that ammunition.
It's a bolt-action rifle that was recovered, and there was a spent cartridge still in the chamber. There were also unspent cartridges, and when they looked at them, they discovered what law enforcement officials described as writing containing transgender and anti-fascist ideology. That's how law enforcement officials described it. We don't know what that means, and law enforcement officials haven't made clear what that means. They are still working to determine what that means and how it might figure into their investigation, and they are still working on analysis of both the bullets and the gun itself.
And I want to bring in Justice Department reporter Alex Mallon, too, because, Alex, earlier officials revealed some other evidence they found in addition to this gun and ammunition and these images. What's the latest on that stuff, what they've gathered at the scene?
Well, yeah, they said that they made substantial developments in their investigation. They said that they were able to track the path that the shooter took. They say that he perched himself on that rooftop at 11:52. That was about 30 minutes before the shot was taken at Charlie Kirk, that fatal shot. And then they traced his route that he took. He jumped off the roof of that building, they say, and then went into a nearby wooded area where obviously you heard Aaron there talking about he appears to have placed that rifle wrapped in a towel and then went through the neighborhood. They said that they spoke to multiple witnesses or neighbors in that neighborhood to try and get their Ring camera doorbell footage to see if they could further track his path that he took after carrying out that shooting. But obviously, based on the comments at that news conference, we heard from the FBI official there, they said that they did not anticipate having to release any more footage of this individual. And now we hear, obviously, Pierre saying that they have released those two pictures. So it's unclear whether that means that they have any less confidence than they had 3 hours ago or less progress made towards tracking this individual down, Diane.
And again, as Pierre pointed out, what we're seeing here on the screen are images now just put out by the FBI of a person they're calling a person of interest, someone they want to talk to in relation to this shooting. And Jacqueline Lee is there on the campus right now. Jacqueline, what's it like there?
Hey, Diane, so it feels very heavy. We're seeing flowers are being put out as we're starting to see this growing memorial outside the university here. And the biggest thing we're hearing from students is it was just seeing the violence play out. So many people, there were thousands of people, more than 3,000 at the event, and they saw the bullet enter Charlie's neck and the blood splatter everywhere. People say that has stuck with them, that has scarred them, and it is traumatizing. And on top of that, the shooter is not yet in custody. So there is huge fear as to what could be next. People just don't know because unfortunately, whoever did this is still out there. But as we heard, there is hope given that authorities have now released a photo of this person of interest and that they have recovered the rifle in the woods in a towel. But the biggest thing is figuring out who did this, why did they do this, but on campus, it does feel very heavy. Diane.
And our White House correspondent Karen Travers is monitoring the response from the.
We are asking for the public. We are asking for the public's help identifying this person of interest. There's a 1-800 number on there. Breaking news. I'm hoping that people are seeing this, and I'm hoping that we're helping spreading this information.
The president. And Karen, President Trump says he plans to speak with Kirk's family this afternoon. He also announced he'll award Kirk with the highest civilian honor in the United States. What's the latest there?
That's the Presidential Medal of Freedom, Diane, and the president said today during remarks at the Pentagon for the September 11th Remembrance Ceremony that he will be giving that posthumously to Charlie Kirk. He said he'll be announcing soon when that ceremony will take place, but predicted it would be a very large crowd for that honor for Charlie Kirk, who of course is a very influential conservative political activist, somebody who was very important for the president getting reelected and having his second term here at the White House. He told reporters he would be speaking to Kirk's family this afternoon. He said his wife is a wonderful woman. Diane, he was asked about the investigation, and he did not have much to say. He said pretty much what you're seeing on TV is what is happening. What you're seeing in the news is what it is. He said there is a manhunt taking place, and we'll see what happens. And Diane, he finished his very brief remarks by telling reporters, we hope we get him.
So, Pierre, what are you watching for next in this investigation?
Well, I want to be clear, and I want to use the language that they're using in what was posted online, just so our viewers and who are watching will know precisely what the FBI is asking for. Quote, we're asking for the public's help identifying this person of interest in connection with the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk at the Utah Valley University. And they give a 1-800 call FBI digital media tips, https://t.co as the place to reach out with information. So they're obviously hoping that there's somebody in the public that will recognize this person, know who he is, and report them a name so they can go find this person to talk to.
All right, Aaron Katursky, Jacqueline Lee, Alex Mallon, Karen Travers, and Pierre Thomas, thank you.
I think this guy probably don't even go to the school. That's what I'm thinking about, so I don't know, man. If you got any information, please share the video, share these videos, man, so we can go viral and actually try to help, man. Please share the video, share it on Facebook and different things, and share these photos and everything. I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Y'all please tell Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.